People, young Chris, and we're back again for another Lewis Crocker of a video. Today it's just going to be a little bit of a news roundup. So, what else to do other than waste time? Let's get straight into it. Today has been confirmed Romero will take on Teofimo Lopez to defend his WBA world title on the 22nd of August. Now, looks like this fight's going to be at the T-Mobile. On the fight poster it has Las Vegas in the background. I've got a little issue with this fight, and it's not necessarily the fact that Teofimo Lopez is coming off a loss, because he's lost to, in my opinion, top 3 pound for pound fighter Shakur Stevenson. It's the fact that you've got Jack Catterall sitting there as WBA regular champion, but Rolly Romero doesn't have to fight him next. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, for me, if you've got a regular champion there or an interim champion there, they should be your next fight. And if it's not your next fight, you should be stripped of your belt. Now, besides that, this fight should be a really entertaining one. Romero obviously beat Ryan Garcia twice last time out. Sorry, not beaten twice. Romero obviously beat Ryan Garcia last time out. I think he dropped him once in that fight, maybe twice. Once in a fight that he was absolutely better, and he just outclassed Ryan Garcia from start to finish. Although I would like to see that rematch. To be fair, that'd be quite a good fight to see a rematch of that. But yeah, that's gonna be live on the DAZN pay-per-view. I mean, it's a little bit weird how they've released the pay-per-view just near enough about 7 weeks out. But look, I'm not complaining. It's going to be an excellent fight. Can't wait for it. Next up on the agenda, we've got Murat Gassiev is going to be defending his WBA heavyweight title against Peter Cadrio. Now, obviously there was a few members of Joe Joyce was trying to squirm in as a late replacement after Tony Yoka pulled out. But Peter Cadrio, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much on him. So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do a little quick box rec research. Peter Cadrio. Right, let's take a look. Who has he beat? Yeah, so he hasn't really beat anybody of any sort of note. IBF Intercontinental Champion. Looks like he's fought in Germany his whole career. One fight in Czech, one fight in Las Vegas as well. I believe he's ranked outside of the top 15 of the WBA, so this fight did have to get sanctioned by the WBA to go ahead. But I think more so this fight, I'm more looking at what's Murat Gassiev going to do after this fight. Because I do think he should win this fight, really. He hasn't really convinced me yet of the guys that he's fought. I know he beat Pulev last time out, but Pulev's a little bit past it now. I'd love to see maybe an Italian will go for. I mean, I was looking at this Murat Gassiev being elevated WBA champion. Or has he been elevated, or is this technically for a vacant? One of the two. However, if AJ Fury doesn't go ahead, obviously AJ's goal is to go undisputed. I think if I'm AJ and this Fury fight doesn't go ahead, I'm looking at Murat Gassiev. This is pending the Prenga fight, which you would assume he would win. I'm looking at Murat Gassiev and I'm thinking I'll just go and get that world title, because I think this is one of the people in the top division that I think AJ can beat out of all of them. I mean, he's not necessarily the best anymore, but I think there are certain guys in that top 10, top 15 that he definitely can beat, and I do think he could beat Murat Gassiev. Or maybe Italma looks at this fight after Filip Hrgovic and thinks, right, I'll go there for my first world title. Either way, it sets up a brilliant fight for whoever fights Murat Gassiev after this fight with Peter Cadrio. Next on the agenda, Callum Smith is being called mandatory by the WBO for Dimitri Bivol. I think this is good news. As I said earlier, I think in an interim you should have to fight your interim in the next fight. Now, I think a lot of people are not going to be happy about this because they don't really want to see it. I mean, I personally would rather see this over a Beterbiev fight. Maybe not the Benavidez, but I think it's highly unlikely Benavidez goes back down to light heavyweight. But I think this is good news. I think Callum Simpson deserves this shot after beating Joshua Buatsi. And I think it'll be a really good fight. I mean, maybe you could put this on... Maybe it'd probably be in Saudi or everywhere. Probably Saudi. Can't see Bivol going to come over to England. I don't really think Callum Simpson's going to go to Russia. I think it's gone for the two fighters have 20 days to agree a purse for it. And I do think Matchroom will pick that up. So I think it's highlight this fight will be in Saudi. I mean, it could be in America, or it could be in... I mean, I'd love to see it in Liverpool. I would absolutely love to see it in Liverpool. After Callum Smith was meant to fight there against David Morrell, I think it would be really good to get that fight back in Liverpool for Callum Smith. And last but not least on the agenda today, Turki Al-Sheikh wants UK Minister to allow late start time for Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury for it to be in the UK. Now this, for me, it feels very Americanized, which it is, and I think I didn't believe that Dana White was going to be the promoter, but the fact that Turki Al-Sheikh's trying to tint it for an American audience, and I'm sorry, but I just don't agree with it. I think the UK fight fans have waited for this fight for years and years and years, and don't get us wrong, I am happy we're getting it. However, this fight should be in one place and one place only, and that is the UK. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to put it in the UK, you've got to favour it for the UK fans. For example, if we're going to put it in America, if he's going to put it in America, right, do you think that Turki Al-Sheikh is going to make it a suitable time for the UK fans? Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. And I mean, I think it is clear and obvious that Dana White has some sort of involvement with this fight, because when the UFC came to Manchester a few years ago, and it was UFC 304, the main event was at 4 in the morning, tainted for the American fans. I just don't agree with it. I don't see... There won't even be much interest in it, in this fight in the US, so for me, I don't quite understand why. I mean, at the end of the day, Turkey's the man putting it on. He's the one putting the money down. Franklin Eddie would never have made this fight happen. So yes, he does technically have the right to put it where he wants. However, it just does not make sense for this to be anywhere else other than the UK. If it's in Saudi, I do understand it more so, because then you can taint that towards the UK fans. However, if you put it in the US, it's just, nah. It's nah. But anyway, that's it for me today. Hope you all enjoy this little quick news roundup. I've got a few more videos in mind. I'm thinking maybe a Matchroom versus Queen 37B7. What I would do for that. And also, probably going to make some videos. We'll look at the PSO Leary card. We'll look at the Troy Williamson versus Callum Simpson. And Anthony Joshua versus Christian Prenga when that card fully gets announced. So, have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.